Chapter 97. Jenny whistled as she and the rest of the band picked up the equipment. It was Sunday morning and they would take the train home to Gothenburg. Pom-Pom dragged several of his drums and angrily asked her if she wasn't going to go carry some of the instruments. She spread her arms wide. "I am! I'm carrying my voice." On her toes, she walked in front of him as if she were walking on a catwalk. Then she turned around and smiled. "Okay then, I guess I can carry some of your instruments too." She picked up the drumsticks. When he just kept staring, she finally said, "Oh, come on, Pom-Pom, can't you see I'm kidding?" She grabbed one of the boxes with drums. He was finally able to answer. "I know, that's what I can't get. You're kidding again. I haven't heard that in several fucking years." All the band members had stopped whatever they were doing. They were watching her and Pom-Pom, surprised and happy somehow. Was it really years since she had joked around? On the train, Jenny sat opposite Keivan, looking out the window with a smile on her face. He had his backpack on the seat next to him, as did she. He couldn't stop watching her. The change was enormous. It was hard to understand that he was sitting opposite the same Jenny who had taken the train to Stockholm just a few days ago. Somehow she had grown. The old proud attitude was back, as well as the smile, the pearly laughter, and the lively face. He had hoped for something like this, but he had not dared to believe the change could happen so soon. How was that even possible? He had been trying for months, years. "Why did you sing that song to him?" She shrugged. It would have just turned out like last time. Without further explanation, she put her hand on his knee and whispered, "Thank you for finding him." He bit his lip. "I'm glad he made you feel better." He looked out the window and continued, "It's just, I tried to make you feel better for months, but I failed miserably. I didn't help you swim ashore. The current was too strong." She looked carefully at him, touched that he remembered her dream. "Then Peter comes along, and a day later you're back on land." She got up, moved his backpack to her seat, and sat down next to him. She put her arm around his neck and put her head on his shoulder. "A life buoy that's left on the beach doesn't help anyone. You went to get him. You tossed the life buoy to me. Thanks." He sat still, very still. He felt the heat spread from her head to his shoulder, from her arm to his neck. He didn't want her to move. He would sit like this the whole trip if needed. Carefully, to make sure she wouldn't move away, he turned his head and looked down. It was as he had hoped. She was smiling. He had made her smile again. Peter packed calmly and methodically. It was time to leave. He had been here a long time. There was nothing keeping him here. It was time again. He would all feel better once he was on his way. He knew that. He sure hoped that.